Boxing fans, what's good, what's good? It's your boy Chandre, man. I know I hadn't stopped in and did a video in a minute, but oh well, you know. The majority of the feedback that I've been reading on other people's videos, it's been kind of torn up. So I don't want to go in and touch on a whole bunch of things, but I'm just going to touch on a couple of the fights that just recently went by that I didn't do a video on. Like everyone had kind of gone hoopla over the whole Ortiz and what's his name? Garcia? Or was that Lopez? Garcia? I think it's Garcia. And they've gone crazy over the Amir Khan and Josecito Lopez fight. Me personally, you know how they say sometimes lightning can strike, but it never strikes twice in the same place? I think that pretty much covers both of those fights. I don't feel that if either of the two were to actually be in a rematch, that the same thing would happen. I feel like Lopez and Garcia would both be beat. I mean, look at now. They're going with the super hoopla about all of a sudden these guys are super great, right? You look at both fights. I mean, really look at them. And I'm not hating on the guys. I'm happy for them. I like to see anybody move ahead in the sport or move ahead in life. I hate to see anyone downplay. But to a true boxing fan, someone that really knows boxing and pays attention to boxing and knows about fighting, my thing is this here. A lucky swing against a half-hearted guy and a broken jaw results in that victory. So all it was a lucky swing. Right? That's how I look at it. Now, granted, you already know in boxing that when you're doing certain punches, or say for instance, if a person's throwing a hook to the body, you automatically know that you got a chance at throwing a left hook because of the body positioning that's going to put them in to throw that particular punch to the body. So therefore, the broken jaw of Victor Ortiz, it is what it is. But I feel as if it wouldn't happen again. Now the next fight for Lopez, well, I mean for Garcia, it's not gonna be what the world's thinking it's gonna be. It's not gonna be something spectacular. He's gonna roll over this guy, roll over that guy, roll over. It's not gonna be that. His whole claim to fame is gonna get shut down in one fight. Same thing with Josecito Lopez. I like the guy, but it's gonna be the same situation. When he goes in against freaking Canelo Alvarez, come on, man. That's gonna be pathetic. What simple foundation, what simple skill set did you see that would even give you the slightest hint that there will be a victory after that fight in his favor? It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. So lose the hoopla about how great these guys are all of a sudden, because it's not gonna amount to anything. It's just gonna be here and gone. Now, I feel that Amir Khan, in his loss, because I would go into detail about what I feel about Ortiz, but Ortiz is not going to change. He is who he is now. So I won't even speak on that. Amir Khan has great boxing ability. But he will not box. Freddie Roach does not teach his fighters defense. He teaches them to try and win by sheer speed and by brawling. And that's it. If Amir Khan had someone to teach him defense, someone to teach him the discipline, not to run in doing that Pacquiao shit, doing this when you get hurt, fuck that. Learn to hold on. Learn to evade punches. Learn to move your head when you throw a punch. You don't just throw a punch and leave your head straight. You punch and move at the same time. And this hand go out, this hand comes up, and vice versa. You cover your chin. You cover that. He doesn't know anything about defense. He could be a superb boxer, but he needs a new coach. Everybody always thinks Freddie Roach is this grand coach. He's getting trainer of the year and trainer of the year. It just goes with the hoopla that the media builds up one of his fighters, and he just went along with it. And so therefore they built this invincible world around him, and now it's all crumbling. I mean, because it's going to show that these guys are not pure boxers. You can't win a fight with just sticking your chin out, and you can't win a fight by merely throwing punches. That's not going to always do it. You got to have some type of skill set, some kind of defense. Another thing a lot of people are talking about, I just read stuff, and I decide to say something every now and then. So, like I said, this is nothing in detail about any particular fight or anything of that nature. It's just me talking, running my mouth. Just like a lot of people now are talking about the TMT, the Money Team Production Company, right? People, I got two views on that. One, why are you so upset with the fact that the man has come into the business and, speaking of 50 Cent, come into the business, started a promotional company, and doing his thing? Boxing is not just set aside strictly for Golden Boy, strictly for Bob Arum, and strictly for Lou DiBella. It's not just set aside for those three. Anybody could turn around and get a promotional company. Come on, man. Are you all that much of haters? You hate Floyd Mayweather that much to the point to where if he goes into business with another individual, that you automatically hate them too? Come on now. That's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. Between the two of the guys, they got enough money to really, do some grand promoting and actually put a lot of money in these boxers' pockets, man. And it won't all be going to the promoters. That's what I see coming out of it, because when you have a person like Curtis Jackson that believes in winning, I mean, just flat out, the guy has business sense like you've never seen. And regardless if you hate him or love him, he got business sense. Same way with Mayweather, he got business sense. These guys have already signed Zab Judah. They've already signed Andre Berto, Caballero, if that's how you pronounce his name. They've signed Darrell, they've signed Gamboa, and the Billy Dib dude, which in my mind, the Billy Dib dude really is over there because he has a belt, and I think he's going to be fed to Gamboa, and then he'll have one or two more fights where he's built up, but he'll be beat to death, then he'll be gone. I think he's just there strictly for that belt to go to Gamboa, so Gamboa has some metal coming into his fights, since he hasn't fought in a minute. But other than that, I don't really see the reason for him being there. But with the names they got already, and then you take into consideration Floyd Mayweather, and let him do his last one or two fights on that particular, under that particular banner, and you got to remember now, the Money Team doesn't belong to Mayweather. Doesn't belong to Curtis. That's Mayweather's brand. So people are getting mad at 50 Cent when all in all what he's doing is just putting his face on a promotional company that Mayweather is going to basically be the CEO of. And you take Mayweather Promotions, merge the two, and you're gonna have some wild stuff going on. Matter of fact, he may just dissolve Mayweather Promotions into TMT, and I think they're gonna do big things. Me personally, I'm not hating on them. I think they're gonna do big things, and I don't feel that they would have strictly in-house fights. I feel like they're creating it to get away from that. I feel like they'll be able to work with other companies, whereas certain individuals couldn't. Maybe Mayweather's like, okay, well, I can't work with Bob Arum. Curtis, see if you can iron out a deal with him, because Bob Arum already hates Ellaby, he hates Al Heyman, he hates Mayweather, so they can't do anything. He hates De La Hoya. I mean, hey, when I say hate these guys, I'm talking about he could probably set them on fire and he wouldn't put water on them. I mean, so perhaps he can bring in different angles. I think it'll be good for boxing, me personally, I think it'll be very, very good for boxing. But with that being said, that's just it, man. Short video, to the point, saying certain things, and it's a wrap. Feel free to get at me.